Patty, thank you very much for your time today. Appreciate coming and actually having a one-on-one. This is awesome.
Yeah, back to being in person, which is a good thing, right?
It is.
Super sponsor, Prestige Staffing.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and who you work for.
Sure, Patty Holden, and I work for Prestige Staffing. I'm the National Director of the Healthcare Business Development. And Prestige Staffing is a staffing company, and we have two sides of the house. We staff IT for all different types of businesses, and we staff healthcare, clinical and non-clinical. And our two businesses meet in the middle at HIT, so healthcare, IT staffing. In healthcare, we staff clinical as well as non-clinical. So MAs to nurse practitioners, physician assistants, just not doctors. On the clinical side, that's a whole different ballgame. And on the non-clinical side, accounting, finance, IT, revenue cycle, everything on the electronic and financial piece of things. So this is where all the action takes place. This is our bullpen, designed so that we can quickly bounce off ideas. We can quickly have conversations about candidates and clients' needs. So the faster that we can get qualified candidates to the client, the better, because the client is always calling us after they have a need, typically, so they need us to come up with a solution quickly. I think HFMA has been a huge contributor to the success of my business and our company's business, because getting involved early on with HFMA and making lifetime friends and knowing people in other states, in order to grow our business, we need to know more people. And people are more interested in turning over their business to people that they know and trust versus somebody they just met off the street. So HFMA has provided a platform for us to be able to build bonds and to show what we do and how we do things. Everybody will have a need at some point to hire staffing or to find a new job. So, what we hope is that, they remember us and they call us. So I think HFMA has provided a platform to where you know more, and I certainly have learned more. I didn't know anything about the healthcare industry before I started in staffing and joined HFMA, and that was, I think, the best advice that Lily and Klug gave me, was to join HFMA and to be a vital member of a team, and I have done so ever since. And I have gotten back far more, I think, than probably what I've put in to HFMA, because I did put in hard work into HFMA. We have 6 offices nationwide, and so what I've tried to do is introduce the healthcare players in those markets to HFMA and to show them the value of what I have gained from HFMA over the years and grown my business, and being able to help find people that need somebody to fill a slot in their office. And then, my friends in HFMA, when they need to find work, they come to me as well. And hopefully through networking, we can help them find their next best job. So opening that up to other offices and having them get involved, and you have to get involved. I mean, you can join any kind of group and just say, oh, I'm a member of 10 different groups. But if you don't get involved, you don't get anything out of it. And you have to put as much into it as you want out of it. So it's important, I think, for them to volunteer, which I have always been a volunteer. That's what my mentor did, who got me involved with HFMA. You got to get on a team, you got to stay plugged in, and that's what I've done, and that's what I'm trying to pass along to the younger members of my company, and people who are not familiar with HFMA, what they can get out of it by putting into it.
If you have the smallest little inkling of saying, I would like to volunteer, boy, they will put you to work.
Yes, all you have to do is just mention I might be interested, and you have already been signed up. And sometimes your name will come up in a board meeting, and you never even knew you wanted to be a volunteer, and you kind of get voluntold, hey, we think you'd be great at this.
Oh, yeah. How long have you been a member of Georgia HFMA?
I have, and I would have to count that. I have been a member of HFMA for probably 17 years, if not longer than that, and have enjoyed every minute of it. Georgia HFMA has been instrumental in my career in healthcare. I place people. I work with people. I need people to need people. So I can't do my business without people. And HFMA is a very tapped in environment, and people want to help when somebody is without a job because their spouse relocated to another chapter. It's just a good environment to where if I know that a client is getting ready to go through a conversion and they're looking for a particular software, for them to say, who do you know that's gone through this? Or who do you know who is in the outsourcing business? And you pass along the information that you have, you pass along the experiences that you have, and having a personal impact with the businesses that you know and that you support and that you've learned about because of HFMA, I think helps, because you're able to give kind of a firsthand knowledge of what people do. Because you can Google and get lots of information, way more information than you will ever use. But if you can talk to somebody who actually does that business and knows the business, it certainly helps. What I do gets me excited about work. I mean, I really love what I do. I like the people that I work with. I like the people that I work for. And I think motivation comes from within. And I think it's very hard to motivate other people. I mean, the mother of 4 children, I can tell you that it is hard to motivate others. But early in my career, I was in cosmetics, and I sold Mary Kay cosmetics, and took a lot of like Zig Ziglar and a lot of those snippets of training classes and a lot of Mary Kay leadership type things, and I learned a lot early on, and I think that there are probably lots of classes that my kids should probably have taken instead of some of the classes I paid for at college. But one of her sayings, and I'm going to read it because I don't want to mess it up. If you think you can, you can. And if you think you can't, you're right. So it's kind of one of those, whatever you make your mind up to do, you will be able to do.
Super sponsor, Prestige Staffing.